Hello gamers, and welcome to my first attempt of building a second Pancelos deck. It's geared towards 1v1. Let's take a look what I did here. In the infantry tab I left this costly spot open and hoped that I've got enough infantry. I decided to go for the motorized low-ash in A, B and C because I think this unit is pretty cool with the bazooka, and yeah, and I want to make it work. Then I've got the motorized low-ash, a normal motorized low-ash with the LMG in A phase only as an option. It's questionable whether I should bring, for example, in B phase, the motorized low-ash with the better light machine gun as opposed and the shittier Raketenwerfer, but I think I can support my units with my armored vehicles so that I won't need the MG42 everywhere. Plus, I can use this in the green forest as well, go through green forest and still use it. So that's kind of like the reasoning. Also, I do have the motorized AK shock in both A and B, and they've got the MG42. So I think I should be covered. I do have the leader in B phase, and I want to use it because, you know, it's a new one, and you will see why in a moment. In the Reckon tab, I've got this as my standard Reckon unit that I can put in church towers or wherever. And I'm going to use the Lovash Felderitok more as an advancing additional infantry unit. So that's why I've got them in A and B phase. I obviously went for the Panzer III M. It's new, I want to try it out. And I put the Java in B phase as an additional infantry support vehicle. As you will see here, I will try to, that's what I mentioned, you know, with supporting the focus on the Lovash 44M as my main line infantry. And also in A phase, I've got the Turan 1 double vetted. Availability goes down by 1 only, but I think the increased rate of fire and accuracy help out quite a bit, hopefully. And but this remains to be seen. I put this leader, this is basically my first A phase leader, the Turan 2, to support the infantry push, because he will be able to deal with things like a Sherman even with the heat shells. That's the idea. At least. Then I've got the hero unit, of course, in the deck. So I've got 3 leaders in A phase. I didn't go for this one, it's cheaper, but I feel that I won't be a big fan of the anti-tank rifle as opposed to the double machine gun and the proper gun. Not sure yet, it might be an option to swap that out, in particular considering the cheaper price tag. In B phase I've got another leader that's also supposed to kind of support the push, to be placed around AA pieces and so on in the Turan 1, and I would have preferred to put the Turan 2 in B phase, but the Turan 1 leader is the Turan 2 leader is phase locked, so I put the Turan 1 leader in B phase. In B phase I've also got the Turan 2 as my kind of light medium tank and a Tiger. In the support tab I've got the Lancashire, of course, then I've got one card of MG34. Another one in B phase might be nice, in particular for this deck, but I didn't squeeze it in. Instead I went for a command unit and ammunition. In the anti-tank tab, which is unfortunately very costly, I went for the Pancelos. I've got so much bazooka stuff, but they can sneak around, and this is actually quite fun, I think. I want to use it. But from a competitive point of view, because I've got all those motorized Lovesh 44M, and they have the bazooka. There's arguably no need for this, but on the other hand, I can get it in quick on the bike, and it doesn't change the front line. So here we go. But theoretically, having a Puck 40 would be quite nice, but I have to rely on my tanks and planes a little bit. In the anti-air tab, I've got obviously the Nimrod, and then I've got the cheap one without heat. Then I've got two normal Nimrods, all single vetted, and then I've got this AAP is also single vetted, and it comes with ammunition and is super slow. I basically put this in with ammunition to get some additional ammunition, and I think if I win in Maverick, or if it's a shorter match, I won't need this AAPs, because I will be sorted with the Nimrods for sure. And if the game goes on for longer, I think I'd be happy to get some more ammunition in the deck. Also, it might obviously be an option to just take all Nimrods, I think. Yeah, and attack with them, maybe. A thunder run with Nimrods. In the artillery tab, I went for the mortar for early support. Arguably, you could go for the Göring instead. Then I got the off map in B, because B phase is where I want to push. Late B phase, early C phase. And then I've got the one artillery piece. I just don't feel comfortable without one. In the air tab, I've got this Hurricane plane because of the increased availability and the cheaper price. I will spend enough on things like the Panther leader. Then obviously I've got the good fighter. I went for the new bomber variant, and just in case for this cluster bomber, in case I encounter heavier tanks like an IS-2. Not sure if this is worth it. It obviously in a competitive match would depend on your opponent. Does he have IS tanks that you can't take out with your Tiger or your Panther? So let's say, does he have an IS-2? Does he have a King Tiger even? But considering also all the bazookas I've got, I don't know. But this is, if I were to take that out, I could bring in another Nimrod, for example. Yeah, but I think having this option is quite nice. I put it to B phase because I've got so much going on in A phase already, as you can see here. Matched with the Panzer here, and also the Stück 3G, which is phase locked, and B phase and C phase, just in case. I didn't single vet it. It's an option to single vet, but who knows. I've only got 69 infantry plus a little bit here, so let me know in the comments below what you think of this attempt of my first deck, and how would you have built the deck, or how are you going to build the deck. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.